Spooky bones a half. Be me in high school, 17 to 18. Live out in country with mom, not total BFE but definitely rural, no lines on the roads, nearest store is about 30 minutes by car, enough space between neighbors to safely hit golf balls from front yard, etc. Dead-end country road runs parallel to house, often take walks down there because it's peaceful. Neighbors all friendly, some a bit redneck, but no fear of getting murdered or cannibalized, maybe have to deal with dogs, but I'd always carry big sticks clubs for that. Have a couple friends over regularly, they'd go on walks with me. We'd sometimes leave the road and go fuck around in one of the fields or abandoned houses barns in the area. Most were owned by the same family and they had told us they didn't give a shit as long as we weren't vandalizing or doing drugs. Go out in late afternoon with two buddies, 5 p.m. or so on a Friday, guessing it was a Friday anyway, we didn't really do anything on weekdays. Jump the fence on the side of the road a ways into the walk, decide to explore further into a field we've never gone too deep into before. Field ends up giving way to woods, not super thick, but enough to make it noticeably darker. See some cool moss-covered rocks, spy a big monitor lizard running up a tree. Neato. Keep walking, shooting the shit, eventually hit a big circular clearing, maybe 100 yards or so around. I suck at estimating so if this sounds too big small eat my dick, it was just what you think of when you think of a clearing in the woods I guess. Off to the western side sort of close to the tree line is what looks like a burn pit. Fuck yeah, we can find some hillbilly artifacts and strike it rich. Spooky bones 2 halves. Head over to burn pit and start digging. Full of the bullshit you'd expect, old cans, burned books magazines, random detritus of absolutely no value or interest. Eventually find small bone, think it belongs to a discarded animal like a rabbit or maybe a cat or something. Keep digging, find more. These are bigger. Breaking greentext for a second, my dad has been in the medical field for several decades and one of his specialties is reading x-rays. This is relevant. One buddy mentions these almost look human. Yeah, they kinda do. Don't find any skulls or anything, but they're big enough to the point where they absolutely look like they could have come from a person. One friend is the only one who brought his phone, luckily have my dad's number memorized. Take picture of bones, send to dad from friend's phone, ask if these are people remains. Those look human, Anon's friend. Well shit. Did we just find a murder pit? Sufficiently creeped out, but we try to make light of the situation. Here's some shit moving around in the tree line near where we're standing. Sounds big, not like a rabbit or something. Immediately assume some psycho hillbilly stalker is revisiting his death pit and now has to deal with 3 troublesome witnesses. Fucking everyone out here has a gun. I yell something like fucking go just as one friend, who is easily the most overweight of the 3 of us and doesn't do much physical shit, starts sprinting out of the clearing. Seeing him freak out like that freaks us out even more and we book it. Run back to house, nobody follows. Call cops and give an anonymous tip and the road we were on as well as the general location of the field. They say thanks and they'll check it out, never heard back. Went back out a few months later, burn pit is gone, just a few bits of trash where it was. Kings Island. Be me, about to move into apartment with friend, same friend who texted dad from Spooky Bones. Have sizable trust fund from my grandma who died when I was 4, not rich kid shit, but a good chunk that will be helpful. Have to drive 12 hours up north to claim it. Friend suggests we road trip, drive 6 hours to Ohio, spend the day at Kings Island, he's got season passes, sleep and make the rest of the trip the next day. Sounds good. JPG. Make the trek to park, go on a weekday so there's fucking no one there, no lines, nothing. Carnies let us ride as many times in a row as we want. Fuck yeah. At one point we're just wandering the park, get to a place near the back where there aren't any rides or stands or people. Looks like an area where they keep defunct seasonal attractions. One is like a little wooden shack, sort of like a boat shack. Fake looking cobwebs on it, probably a spooky season prop. It sits at the end of a concrete block set with a zigzagging walkway. Decide to check it out. As we get close to the shack we start getting a weird feeling. Like a feeling you'd get when you're in a place you know you shouldn't be, like in a government building or something. Look at shack, can see what looks like a mutilated torso prop sitting halfway out the door inside. Almost sure it was a Halloween decoration, but it looked real enough. Also instincts are going apeshit. Look at friend to ask if he feels this shit, and I don't even need to, it's all over his face. We turn and head back into the normal area of the park. It's pretty late, so we don't stay for very much longer. Don't tell any carnies, because saying hey we saw a creepy Halloween prop over by the place where you store the Halloween props seemed fucking autistic. Fuck off back to hotel. Friend sleeps before me. That night I hear someone fucking with the doorknob. Probably just a confused motel crackhead, but it freaked me out. Nothing else happened after that. Be a child. Parents and grandparents decided to breed pedigrees Persian cats for whatever reason. They do this for a couple of years. Naturally some kittens don't make it. One litter born, a black cat dies a couple of hours old. Fast forward many years. I don't remember who saw it first. Family on the whole noticed that we would see a black cat in impossible circumstances, and 3 days later one of the bred litter cats would die. It usually appeared to someone close, and usually in that house, but not always. Be me 10 years old. At my grandmother's house. Fussing a cat on the floor in the dining room. Look up at the table and notice a dark cat is washing itself. Look away, get up to fuss it, it's gone. Swear it was a cat called Katie I had seen. Look for her, she's at the other end of the house fast asleep. The only other dark-colored cat is up there too. Figure it was just a strange occurrence. Couple of days later. Parents phone my grandmother, they can't find one of our cats. Go home to look for her. She was hiding in the bushes next door. Take her to the vet. Terminal kidney failure, PKD, it was common in those cats. The cat we had to have destroyed was one of Katie's kittens. My younger cousin saw it when she was 5 and had no knowledge of it. We figured the black cat was collecting its family. All of those pedigree Persians that we owned, at least, are long dead now. I used to experience light paranormal activity from time to time, just stuff moving a little, like a bottle wobbling for no reason, but the ghost cat was a very real thing that multiple people experienced in my family. Fucking terrifying to think that a cat can have a ghost. Be me. Be 22, I'm now exiting the vagabond lifestyle, traveling around the East, but living in Ottawa. I decide I'm taking 3 days off work to go to Toronto to see Alcest and Enslaved live. I decide to hitchhike because I didn't want to burn money on a bus. Just hit highway, making my way out of town. Some dude driving a small rig pulls over, he's going to be passing through Toronto, so instant ride. I'm stoked. Guy is from Nepal, smaller than me, seems chill but not overly friendly. We have somewhat of a normal trip, talking a bit, but otherwise quiet. Feel confident enough to nap. Wakes me up to make me duck. What? He proceeds to tell me his company has a very strict no hitchhiker rule and that he's worried another trucker will see and rat him out. Go with it. Duck every time another semi goes by. Entering Brampton, have to duck a lot, it's getting annoying. Finally, on the 401 going down Yonge St. Ask him to let me out. Doors click, he locked them. There's childproofing, I can't unlock or open. The speed is fast enough, 4-lane highway on each side, so it'd be disastrous if I jumped out. Knife might scare him into a crash or cause a bad struggle. Think.jpg. You're coming with me to Mississauga. What? Be me. 16 years old now. Now friends with girls, but only because my boyfriends from youth moved away out of town. Friends with set of twins. Let's call them Brewster and Rooster. We decide to experiment with some weed, I had already smoked it before, but friends hadn't. Stullafromparent-jpg. We're laughing, chill, lights look a little hazy walking down around skate park that's in front of our old school. We're hanging out behind our old elementary school, the one I had to change to when mine closed. Field and forest with no lighting, very dark. I glance to where the field meets the forest. In the field, past the tree line is a deer. But this deer is merely a shimmery blue light outline of one, almost similar to Boots. Brewster and Rooster? You seeing this? They follow my gaze, faces white, wondering WTF we're staring at. The deer rears up like a horse, still very much see-through, but still in a 3D form, it's light unusual because of the darkness. Brewster and Rooster make a break for it, I follow because no choice, we have a sleepover planned. Enter house out of breath, wondering if we really just saw what we saw. Go to bed. Rooster wakes us up, a bit sharply. Guys. Whack yoop. Brewster and I wake up, look at Rooster. I'm freaked out, wondering if the spectral deer followed us. I just had a dream about Björger song. Bricks slide back up, commence a lol. Handprints. Be me, just moved into apartment with friend after Kings Island Trust Fund adventure. Shitty little 2-bedroom crackerjack box, not a bad part of town, units are mostly occupied by potheads and students. There is, obviously, a degree of overlap. Friend and I both being weird fucks make dens out of the tiny boxes that are supposed to be closets. I keep my PC in there, set up a low gaming chair, spend time fucking around online and drinking. Friend actually makes a cot in his and sleeps in it, I at least have a bed. Friend brings up seeing these weird handprints on the closet walls. He said they're really faint and sort of yellowish green. You're fucking with me, nigger. Brings me into the closet, he gay jokes, turns out lights, says to wait. Eventually I see what he's talking about. Huh, what the fuck? Assume it's just leftover from before they repainted or something. Yeah, repainted the fucking shitty white brick walls of this cracked den, right. Couple days later I am drunk as shit. Stumble into bathroom to piss, don't bother turning on light. Discover I also need to void my bowels. Sitting on the toilet doing my business in the dark. Realize I can see the same weird handprints in here. As I watch I swear I see some new ones fading in. Nah, you're just drunk. Go in the next day when I'm sober, turn out lights, wait. Yep, I can actually see new prints show up, if I'm patient enough. Fucking ghosts. Nothing else weird happened in that shitty apartment, and since I spent 90% of the time drunk having chicks over I didn't think about it too much. I still can't believe I wasted so much money on that fucking place. Okay, fast forward now. This was the second most terrifying moment in my life besides the highway person Hunter. Be me and random vagabond friend from town I went to college in, we'll call her Tina. Be 30 now. This was during fall, the fall before COVID happened. Tina wants to go to the next town over, someone I lived in with Marvin and Ashley, to visit some friends. She doesn't have a car, so I drive us. Be late, like 2 a.m.-ish. We're slowly making our way back, we decide to pull on this dirt road before hitting the highway. We pull off the dirt road in this little mini dirt road that abruptly ended, tall, half-dead grass on both sides. I see something on our right, it's taller than the grass, taller than the car, I can't make it out. Got weird feeling, but ignore it, it's really dark, it's often overcast here, and there's no lights but my headlights, which the grass is blocking for the most part. Step out of car, want to get a better look. It seems like some kind of structure, but I can't make it out because too dark, not moving. Get heebie-jeebies and get back in driver's seat. I'm looking out the windshield. Pismaself.jpg. Passing through the tall grass and stepping in front of my car are two skinny black legs in stride. The thing is so tall, all I can see is legs. I can't see fur, can't see skin even, but I can make out the knees of it walking. Blacker than black, so tall I only see up to lower mid-thigh. Simultaneously I hear Tina scream. She's looking out the passenger window, face pale, the same side the structure was on. She screams that she saw some kind of weird black face and that it disappeared into the tall grass. I scream about the bipedal creepy legs that just passed right in front of my car. I reverse and noped out of there as fast as I can. Proceed to freak out all the way back to town. Pick related, like this sort of, but slightly thicker legs, really black, no hand, and it just walked the other direction, kind of slow gait. I had many cat dreams in my youth, one more recently was one of the most bizarre experiences I've ever encountered. Be me. Cat has appointment at vet in the morning. He likes to go out at night and isn't always back that early. Decide to spend the night with him in the living room as it's the largest space with no exit outdoors. He's freaking the heck out all night because he wants to go out. I'm sleeping on the couch but have to keep getting up to try calm him down. Be literally half asleep. Cat has jumped onto the window, is dangling from the upper frame grasping on with his front paws, meowing loudly. Get up in delirious half-sleep, go over to window and take him into my arms like a baby, he loves being held like a baby, always calms him down. He's in my arms purring, but then I hear him meow, only it doesn't come from him. Turn around confused, and there on top of some furniture, he is sat. He's still in my arms. I'm looking from the cat on top of the furniture to the cat in my arms, they're both the same cat. Hear another meow, scan the room, and there's another identical cat on top of another piece of furniture. This happens again, several times, until around the room in various places including the cat in my arms, there are 9 identical cats. I'm perplexed and astounded, looking from one cat to the other, speechless. I look down at the cat in my arms, he's looking up at me, still purring, and meows. I jolt awake. I'm on the couch. Cat is perfectly calm and sleeping next to me, purring. He looks up, meows just as he had moments ago, nods and closes his eyes slowly, then rolls over back to sleep. This experience gave me a whole new insight into the notion of cats having 9 lives. Fast forward to when I'm 13. We've moved a half street over from the Boots home into the house my grandma moved out of. We lived there for a couple years. Be me. 13, developed early, wasn't popular to be thick back then, so my childbearing hips were not as appreciated by my own age. However, old males noticed. Start hearing noises outside my window at night. Tell myself it's my stereo making weird noises when the CD ends. MFW when I unplug the stereo and keep hearing the noises. Try to ignore. Start feeling like I'm being watched while I walk to and from school. New reports of car break-ins on the street. My mom is with my stepdad, cool dude, she's still with him to this day. She's cleaning the windows of the house, I hear her call me into the kitchen. Anon, I just cleaned these windows, did you put your hand here? MFW I see a hand, perpendicular to the window, as if someone was trying to slide it open. No mom, that wasn't me. Mom tries to clean it off. Our faces when we realize it's on the outside. My stepdad was at work, nobody else lives in this home. Me on high alert, I see an odd guy one day in the distance, wearing a white hoodie, it looks like he's looking into windows in cars, looks at me.